Hustler here. Today I'm going to show you some items that I picked up last weekend from garage sales. I'm also going to show you 2 items that have to be shipped out today. You can pretty much learn from them. So let's get right to the video. What's up? What's going on, guys and gals? Chris the Bonafide Hustler coming to you from the live. What's up, guys and gals? Chris the Bonafide Hustler coming to you live from the inside of my house. I'm sitting kind of like on my kitchen table thing. Anyways, it's pretty good light from a nice morning here in Austin, Texas. So, anyways, went garage selling last weekend, and by the time I edit this ride-along video, it's probably gonna be like 3 weeks down the road. So I wanted to show you these finds right now, and that way you can kind of learn something, and maybe you can help me out on some of the pricing on some of it. But anyways, what I do on a part-time basis is I go out to garage sales, and a lot of times thrift stores, I try to locate used items that have incredible profit potential. I put these things on eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, in my antique booth. Anyways, let's look at the very first item that I found last weekend. I was chilling at a garage sale and I saw this, all right? So this is a GT Spoiler 2. It's nothing really crazy, but it is a vintage skateboard, all right? So you can a lot of times tell vintage skateboards because they kind of look like a banana, and a lot of times using the word banana as a keyword is kind of good. But anyways, this is by Grintech, but it's called a GT Spoiler 2. It's classified as a vintage skateboard, really narrow trucks, right? The wheels are in really good condition, and surprisingly enough, anytime that I've ever resold vintage skateboards, the bearings are toast, but these bearings sound great. It's the kind of skateboard that if I was to get on it and try anything, I'd probably break my neck. I'm not used to this kind of length on skateboards. I usually ride longboards. But anyways, these kind of things, a GT Spoiler 2 could sell as high as maybe 45, maybe 50 on eBay. But this one right here was $3, and it's gonna go more than likely to my antique booth with a $30 to $35 price tag on it right here. I might put it on eBay, I'm not 100% sure. But I look for things like this when I go to garage sales. Another good brand that you can check out is Makaha, M-A-K-A-H-A. But yeah, some vintage skateboards like that. Oh yeah, along with that skateboard, I think there's a part of the $3 deal, but I got this Street Fighter 4 Chun-Li controller. It's a Mad Catz controller. I don't really know what I can sell it for yet, but it was just part of the deal, so I got it. Maybe you guys can help me out with that right there. It's a Chun-Li Street Fighter 4 controller. So interesting. There it is. Just part of the deal. All right, so after that garage sale, I went to another garage sale, which I had a hunch was gonna be a banger, right? And a banger to me is something that's really good. In fact, a banger to everybody, that's kind of like in pop and hype culture, is something really good. So I went to this garage sale that I suspected to be a banger, and I found all this for 25 bucks. I'm gonna kind of show you some of the things. And some of these I'm gonna play on my own PS3. I have a PS3 that I bought for like $10 at a garage sale not too long ago, and there's some pretty good games on PS3 to play, and it's still a great system. So anyways, got Uncharted 3, decided to get into that. The good thing about these games is when I'm done with them, because I didn't pay really anything for this stuff, when I'm done with all these games and all the games I've collected for the PS3, I'm just gonna lot it all up and put it for like 80 or 100 bucks, and then it would sell on Craigslist no problem. For Xbox 360, Crackdown 2, I played Crackdown 1, and Crackdown 1 was relatively fun, so I can imagine that Crackdown 2 is probably pretty good. Far Cry 3, I've never played this game, but it looks really interesting. This is PS3. Killzone 3, this looks really interesting too, so I decided to put it in there. Uncharted 2, out of all the PS3 games that I have played, Portal's really good, Portal 2 is awesome. Uncharted series is my favorite. It's just really neat. It's an adventure-based game where you're like running around being this guy, which I believe is Drake, right? Is that his name? Not like, you know, you used to call me on the payphone Drake, but, you know, the Drake, I think that's his name. Someone help me out. But yeah, Uncharted guy, his name is Drake. So here we have Uncharted 3 here. I think they're up to Uncharted 4, maybe on the PS4. But I'm going to be playing these games. That was just part of the deal, but it also will accentuate or sweeten the deal later down the road when I'm done and bored of this PS3. Then I'll just flip it on Craigslist. And I tend to do that a lot with lots of random stuff in my life. In fact, last weekend, I flipped a camera that I bought from Target for around 150 bucks. It was a D5200 Nikon. I flipped that thing for $250, and I'd used it for like a year and a half. I filmed some videos with it, took it to the lake all the time, shot awesome pictures and everything. But yeah, that camera, you know, when you have a really good deal in front of you, you have to pounce. and you have to just take action, because there's plenty of things in my life that I use and sell for more money. And that camera that sold, a couple days ago was just a prime example of something like that. From that same garage sale, this is where it starts getting kind of interesting. So I have a bag, because they were moving to England or something like that, and you could tell it was like an estate sale, but like a garage sale. It's an estate sale, okay, whatever. So basically, I go in there, and the house is not really big or anything. It's about 2,000 square foot house, wood floors, and it's in a nice part of town. And as you walk in, there was like a kid's room or a teenager's room to the right, and so in that room was a bunch of cool stuff. Those games were in there, and all this other random stuff. So I started digging around, because this kid had some interesting likes, I guess, or toys that he liked or grew up with. And so I started fishing around. Yeah, in this one like Rubbermaid tote, there was like a bunch of cap guns. So I decided to go in on them as part of my $25 deal. We have Secret Wars cap pistol. This looks like it has Spider-Man and Captain America on it. Maybe, you guys might be looking at this and be like, holy crap, I used to have that as a kid. This is a standard cap gun from more than likely the 80s. We have another cap gun right here, which is called a Gambler. I don't know who makes this. It just says made in Hong Kong, but who knows if it's PAL, it's a Daisy, I don't know. It says Z Toys, Z-E-E Toys. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna probably lock this stuff up and put it on eBay. This is a Hubley PAL right here, revolver. Hubley's a good brand when you're dealing with cap guns. I know that because I flipped some Hubleys back in the day. This one we have something that just says Smoky. I don't know if it's a Hubley or not, but here we have another cap gun right here. And then we have a Daisy cap gun right here, which is interesting. I don't believe it works or anything, but still, people that are cap gun collectors know how to like work on these things. And typically, it's just springs. It's springs and levers that make these things, bang down on the cap surface. So what's interesting here is that in this bag, I also have a sealed 1984 Secret Wars, cool Captain America, Spider-Man roll of caps, unopened from 1984. That's pretty rad. All right, what else did I get from that kid's room? I got these, the Screaming Hand Santa Cruz socks. Check it out. So we have the Screaming Hand right there. This is awesome. I believe they put the Screaming Hand on some Roy Rocksop model boards or something like that for Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is a skateboard brand, and these are made by Stance with a collaboration with Santa Cruz. So Stance is a sock making company that just makes awesome socks that are fun and funky. So here we have the Santa Cruz logo, which has been the same for many decades actually. And then we have the Screaming Hand right here. I wanted these for myself. These aren't going anywhere. I'm gonna be wearing these. I like them a lot. So I don't think I still have my Screaming Hand board. I sold that for good money. But yeah, Santa Cruz reissue skateboards. They reissue boards that have artwork from the 80s. And those reissue, and you can look those things up on eBay and see the comps, but yeah, reissue Santa Cruz boards can go for some big money. A lot of times almost identical to some boards in that era, even though they're reissues, I also got a Batman belt, which is interesting. I don't really know too much about this, but it was in the tote and I decided to go with it. I don't know what this is made by, let's see here. This one says, National Periodical Publications Incorporated. There's no date to it, like no year. It looks like a kid's belt. It's a Batman belt, so you guys can help me price that one out maybe. It's just part of it and it's interesting, so I was like, I'll do it. All right, what I also found from that garage sale was this. It's a climber manual. Now I like popping on climber manuals or Chilton manuals. Basically, those are manuals that you can have in your house, and if you are like kind of like a car mechanic or a motorcycle mechanic or a truck mechanic or whatever, these manuals will basically tell you all kinds of stuff regarding what you want to work on. So anytime I see a climber manual, this one right here specifically for panheads that are Harley Davidson motorcycles from 1948 to 1965. This one has a barcode on the back, all right? And you scan the barcode. This one's coming up with like $15.45 on Amazon FBA with a rank of 573,289. So that is actually really good. It's some wood million rank climber manuals. Now, a lot of times you'll find climber and those Chilton manuals being really good ranks, and you can make some crazy money on them. Like I've sold a Chilton manual all the way up for like $36 that was not beaten up, but it wasn't new or anything like that, but it had a barcode, and it was for some random vehicle, it might have been for a Jeep or a Dodge or whatever. But these are the manuals that a lot of times, hands-on kind of mechanics like to have around, or even home mechanics on their vehicles like to have around. So it explains how to do certain procedures or parts, and explains all kinds of stuff, disassembly, because right here we can take a look at electrical system of this pan head, 4-speed transmission, kickstarter, clutch primary drive, everything that has to do with that bike is sitting in these manuals. So they're priceless to have. So this will give me $15 and about 45 cents. That's something that I scan at every garage sale. If I see things like that, you guys should be scanning those things. I scan them all the time. All right, so one more item. Remember, this is all 25 bucks. One more item before I get to the home runs, which I speculate to be the home runs, and you guys can help me out. In my antique booth, I can sell these for 10 or 20 bucks, all right? So this is a AH-64 sealed Apache helicopter made by Resell, which is a model brand, which is cool. Basically, these are just, you know, miniature models that you assemble with, a lot of times, testers, cement or something like that. All right, the home runs are sitting in this bag right here. This is a home run bag. My home run bag. All right, so the first one was interesting because this was actually around all these cap guns and everything. There are 2 belt buckles. My bet is on the second one that you're about to see. The first one is a Pink Floyd, right? A Pink Floyd, what does it say here? Wish You Were Here belt buckle made by Pacifica, which is an awesome belt buckle manufacturer. This one is dated 1976. So 1976 belt buckle sitting at the bottom of these cap guns and all that kind of stuff, which would kind of place it around the era of all these toys that he had. Anyways, a Pink Floyd belt buckle. I don't know what this is gonna go for. My guess is it's somewhere between 40 and maybe 60. So that's pretty interesting. Lots of Pink Floyd fans out there. Now here, I am betting on this one more than anything. When you deal with Pacifica belt buckles, the Kiss band, okay? The Kiss belt buckles are the ones that sell for the most. But that being said, in the past 90 days, sold on eBay's, I never saw this one. And currently for sale on eBay, I haven't seen this one. So my bet is that this one's probably gonna do okay. I'm thinking if everything goes right, this is over $100 belt buckle. So this is a Pacifica 1978, I believe. Yeah, 1978 or 6, let me see. 1970, this is a 1978 Pacifica Leonard Skinner belt buckle. And it's got that really cool like metallic foil to it, almost like that stuff you used to, you know, get those stickers you used to get out of gumball machines, you know? But that's that right there. I'm gonna try to get the thing to focus so you can kind of see what's going on. Leonard Skinner belt buckle in perfect condition. Now, he's got a couple of little scratches, but nothing crazy. Yeah, that's a really interesting belt buckle with a Confederate kind of like theme to it, right? So I expect that this would probably be over 100 bucks. What do you guys think out there? And take a look at the comps for Pacifica first, all right? My dream belt buckle from Pacifica, actually, it's not a dream, I'll probably order it. But, you know, if I can find it out there, I want the Fleetwood Mac one. So check that one out. Oh, man. That is a nice looking belt buckle. I totally want that one. So maybe one day I'll get it. But yeah, Pacifica, when it comes to belt buckles, especially Rockstar belt buckles with rock bands, that's a good brand to look out for. Hey, let me put these cap guns back in. If you're finding, if you're finding good value in this video or just having some fun, make sure you hit the like button. Really, really important. I got some more finds I want to show you though. Went to a Goodwill, right? The garage sales were getting kind of dry that day. I started going to a Goodwill with my brother. I popped on this, which is no, it's not a freaking shooting star. No, it's not the thing that fertilizes the egg in a human body. And no, it's not part of a xenomorph, AKA aliens. But this is actually a time trials helmet slash triathlon helmet, right? So very aerodynamic. You put it on your head, you kind of lean and you're riding your bike, and this thing basically takes the wind over your body and makes it have less drag. It makes your body have less drag and your head have less drag. Essentially, that's a cool helmet. You know, this is probably on eBay, this is gonna be about a $65 sale, maybe a $60 sale. I popped on it for $10. While I was at that Goodwill, I also got a pair of shoes, maybe for myself, but maybe for sale too. Now these are Ultra Boost Adidas. There are many different Ultra Boosts out there, but a lot of them have the Adidas like hash kind of logo to it or have laces. These are 100% slip-ons, which is very interesting. Now I speculate that these came with a white sole. I know down here it's white, and these are in mint condition, by the way. I paid $13 out the door for these, but I speculate that they had a white perimeter sole or whatever you call this part, because a lot of people like to paint these things to make them look a little bit more like awesome and more like super hype, you know. But I can kind of tell a place where I think the paint marker went over, but I'm not 100% sure. This could be a stock color, and if so, this could be a $70 or more sale shoe. So I have to be careful how much I actually wear these things, because I certainly don't want to be going out there buying, you know, $70 and $100 shoes or whatever this thing sells for, because it's just not me, you know. I'd much rather have a pair of Vans slip-ons that are a little bit more towards my lifestyle, and I like skating and stuff like that. So these are just to like look cool and usually work out in a little bit, and sometimes to put when you have thin, skinny jeans on, kind of completes the look a little bit, or if you have some joggers on or something like that, it completes the look. But these are Ultra Boost. A lot of times when you see Ultra Boost out there, they will be the white sole, okay? They will be the white on the perimeter right here. It kind of looks like a styrofoam cooler, honestly. And a lot of those can carry some pretty decent resale values of 50 plus. But this one's like a midnight black, like triple black, I think is what they call it. And this could be a $70 or more sale on eBay. So I'm gonna be listing those pretty soon. But I wouldn't mind wearing them, you know, every now and then while they stay listed. I was about to say those are the finds for the weekend, but I have one more I want to show you. And actually two more I want to show you. Wow, here's one of them right here. Guys, if you haven't picked up my bag guide, are you out of your mind? I'm gonna flash it right here. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna flash it right here. All right, you gotta pick up this bag guide. There's plenty of money to be made in bags, like more than you would ever think, okay? A lot of people that have purchased my bag guide have said, holy crap, like, I didn't know there was just so much, you know, that you had to learn, and I didn't even crack all of it in my bag guide. I cracked only the ones that I know how to flip. Anyways, this one right here is a perfect example of something that you should be picking up from a garage sale. And if you didn't have the bag guide, you probably would never know. Okay, so this right here is a canvas leather Eddie Bauer bag, right? And this is a weekender style bag. If stuffed the right way and if the keywords are used perfectly, this could be a $70 or more sale. I believe this is gonna be at least minimum 70 bucks, but if I can get the keywords right, everything right, and all explains this stuff, all this stuff is explained in the bag guide, by the way, then this could be a $100 sale. I spent $2 on this bag, if I'm not mistaken. I think I had a $3 price tag and it was $2. Or it might have a $5 price tag and it was $3. I'm not 100% sure, but this is almost like CC Filson type stuff. It's really good, really well made. You have to stuff these bags to make them look good, okay? And if you find a bag that is like more shoulder related, I see shoulder things right here, right? For a shoulder strap, ask for the shoulder strap if you're at a garage sale, because a lot of people know where they are, you know? They just didn't put it out there when the bag was put on the floor. All right, so canvas leather bags are great things to resell. Eddie Bauer isn't the strongest brand, but if you kind of find the right kind of bag, then it becomes a brand that you should hustle. But typically you wouldn't want to hustle Eddie Bauer. What else did I get here? I'm currently actually sitting on a helmet on eBay that I purchased 3 days ago, Friday. It's Monday right now. So I purchased this thing 3 days ago, and I bought it for 10 bucks at a garage sale 3 days ago. And it's up to like a $240 bid, something like that, all right? It's on auction, it's probably gonna go relatively high. But anyways, it looks a lot like this, okay? I'm putting that other helmet in the green room, you know, showing people what it is. But this helmet I picked up for $2 at a garage sale. This will probably sell for around 40 to 50 in my booth. But with further research, this could be, you know, an $80 helmet, a $100 helmet. A lot of helmets with this general style right here sell for pretty big money on eBay. So I have to do a little bit more research. All I know is that it says SR200 on it. And I don't know what the actual brand is because that's gone. But SR200, it could be Vega, it could be, I don't know, but there's a V in the front. I have to figure out what that brand is. But for $2, I really couldn't lose. So I decided to pop on it. All right, I'm gonna talk to you guys about two things that sold that I have to get out of here, like literally after this video has been filmed. So the very first thing is it's called a light field camera or something like that. I'm gonna flash the picture right here. Anyways, this thing was picked up at a garage sale about 2 weeks ago. It sold for about 90 bucks on eBay. And it's in really, really good condition. Turns on, everything seems to be working fine. That's something that's going out today. I wanted to show you that. I also want to show you this other find, which is right here. I picked this thing up like not too long ago. I think I picked it up maybe 7 days ago, and it's kind of halfway in this bag for a reason. All right, so this right here is a Osprey backpack. Osprey's a really good bag brand, typically all made of nylon, and they deal a lot with shoulder bags. They deal a lot with internal frame backpacks, duffel bags, things like that. All right, so Osprey's a really, really good brand. So I found this mint condition bag at a Goodwill. This was 10 bucks out the door, and it sold for 90 on eBay. The reason why this bag is on it, because this is what I'm showing you guys, like how easy it is sometimes to resell bags. Further telling you guys, like, you're missing out if you're not, you know, picking up bags. But anyway, so this is a poly bag that is, I don't know what kind of dimensions this one is. It might be a 19 by 14. Either way, I have them in bulk, and you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm basically not stretching the poly bag, but I'm putting the bag in the poly bag, and I'm gonna slowly bring it up on all edges until it gets back up to here, and then I'm gonna mesh another poly bag this way over it. And that's how this bag is gonna get to Colorado, which is the person that bought it. No surprise, right? An outdoors kind of state, and someone needs an internal frame backpack. This is a women's specific backpack as well. Now, one of the things that you'll learn in the bag guide, and I'll kind of just teach you right here, but if you find an internal frame backpack from a very strong brand like this one, a lot of times they'll have an air kind of back to them. Basically, it allows the air to go through your back and, like, you know, cool it down, because these bags basically hug your back. But some of the really good ones will have some sort of an airspace thing back here. Now, when you're listing a bag like this on eBay, you're going to want to put the brand, internal frame backpack, the capacity, all right? So all these internal frame backpacks typically have a number in the front. This one does. You want to put that number in your eBay listing because that's the capacity of the amount of liters that it can hold. You also want to be putting the color of the bag because there are many different variants, and people, when they get on eBay, they might just search a black North Face Surface bag, right? For example. And the last thing that you want to put on your eBay listing is you want to put the size. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting because it can be hard to find the size on an internal frame backpack that's current day. So they're going to be in one of two locations, all right? The first location is the size might be right here where the hanger hook is, or where the hook type deal is. There could be a size right here at the top of the backpack on the backside, but a lot of times they're going to be around the waist belt, all right? Because these are, you know, being taken out to the wilderness, and, you know, multi-day hikes are being made on these kind of packs. And typically there's always a hip belt to them, right? So right by the hip belt or the lumbar belt, there's going to be a size. This one has a small little tag right here that says extra small to small, women's. So there you go. Anyways, that's pretty much the video. If you had a lot of fun, if you learned some things, and like I said, you got to help me out on some of that pricing, I would really appreciate it. But guys, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you on the next Bonafide Hustler video. If we like this kind of style of video, let me know and hit that like button. All right, see you later.